Well, people are looking to get away, and what better way than a cruise? Even with COVID numbers improving, cruising looks a little bit different as we figure out what this new normal is. But there are better ways to plan and to have more downtime. Ginny Maurer from Cruise Planners is joining us to answer your questions, cruise related and non-cruise related. You can text us your travel questions, whether you have questions about holiday travel or what's happening with spring break or any of those kinds of things. The number is 336-379-5775. That is how you get your question answered. Now, Ginny is joining us on a cruise ship. So where are you?
Right now, we are on our way to Bimini. Yesterday, we were in Cozumel. Today's a great day at sea. I am on the brand new Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady ship, checking it out for all my clients.
All right, so you can see her there. She's in one of the conference rooms, but you can see the water going by right there, just so you know. That's what you're looking at. Okay, so Ginny, since you're on the cruise, let's first and foremost talk about what the new vaccine rules are.
So each cruise line is a little bit different. Most cruise lines are requiring that everyone is vaccinated. There are some, and the CDC is allowing exceptions. Up to 5% of the members can be non-vaccinated, but many of the ships, including Virgin, is actually 100% vaccinated. That is everyone on board and the crew members.
Okay, and that is really good to know. 100% vaccinated, no exceptions, and that is passengers and crew. All right, so when we're looking at that, let's talk about capacity levels, because I think that's the next thing that people kind of get like all weirded out about it. Like, am I going to be, stuffed in there like I have been in other cruises?
Yes, that is true. I tell you what, this is honestly one of the best times to cruise. This is my second cruise since ships started going out of Florida again. And capacity levels, they are at about a third capacity. So this ship will hold just a little over 3,000 passengers. And this week, we only have right at 1,000 passengers on board with 1,200 crew members.
All right, so you're not actually like passing people all the time.
Absolutely not. There's plenty of space, plenty of chairs. When you go to the shows, you're able to spread out. The restaurants, you're spread out. It is wonderful.
All right, let's talk about how they're changing some things because, we're all there for the cruise, which is, a lot of the fun times like the dance classes or the workout classes or the movies or the eating. So, and that's, usually a buffet. So what are they doing to change things up?
So one of the things they're doing is in the restaurants, instead of paper menus, everything is on a QR code. So you just basically scan it on your phone to order. There are different cruise lines have different ways of handling buffets, but basically there is plenty of food to eat and there is the buffet, but you're being served. Basically no one's touching the tongs other than the staff member behind with their gloves, and it's blocked. You're not breathing on it. Now Virgin does things a little bit differently. They still have the big area of lots of food. They just serve you.
Okay, so a lot of it's not like your hands picking the pizza out of there and all the other kind of stuff. They've kind of taken that away.
Exactly.
All right. Have you noticed that you have to wait longer or anything like that because of staffing shortages or anything on the cruise line?
And I'm sorry, to get what on the cruise line, to wait longer for what?
For anything because there's staffing shortages?
Absolutely not. These cruises are fully staffed and ready to go. You have people tripping over you, and they are so excited to have us back on board. They truly love serving you.
All right, so what happens now if you get sick and you're on the cruise ship?
So what happens is if you have the slightest bit of not feeling well, the ventilation on the ship, that's a concern. Everyone wants to know, what's the ventilation like? I don't want to be breathing what everyone else is. The ventilation is actually, fewer cabins, and they've got hospital grade filters through that. But they do have additional medical staff on board, and they have an entire section that you will go there, and then they will go to the next port of call, the closest place we can get, even if it was not on the itinerary, to make sure they get you medical help. And they are also being able to trace who you were with, where you were.
All right, and are you guys wearing anything that's like that? Any kind of like trackable bracelet or anything like that?
We are, yes. So actually, I'll show you. Here's With Virgin Voyages, we have a little band that is actually the one, this is your room key if you need to buy drinks or massages or anything like that. And it also helps them keep track of where you are.
Okay. All right. We're getting a couple questions about people are kind of scared to travel. They want to dip their toe in the water. They don't want to go on the cruise like you're doing, but they look at it and they go, I want to do something. So we're going to start tackling that when we come back. Remember, you can text your questions for Ginny 336-379-5775. We'll be back in just a few minutes.